Bank of New York is a globally systemic, important financial institution. So we have 50 trillion assets under custody, 2 trillion assets under management. We are probably the largest provider of liquidity and transaction banking in the US. So anti-money laundering is actually historically a rules-based system. The complexity is all these financial institutions have grown up in legacy systems, but the rules are pretty static. And so you have customer account and transaction systems that need to hit a very defined target. Unfortunately, there is no unified data model that says, here's how you actually get there. For a transaction monitoring program, it usually takes roughly 5 years in the order of hundreds of millions of dollars to do the data acquisition, the ETL construction, and then actually the testing and verification of those rules. That is just to get there. And then usually the results are about 95% false positives. So the actual financial crime that companies are catching, if they're lucky, is about 4%. And then that just becomes, here's this report after the fact of usually 90 days. We used C3 AI to help us identify when clients specifically change their behavior. We implemented at a previous organization in about 3 months as opposed to 5 years, and we reduced false positives by 95%. The results were staggering. C3 is a fabulous partner. They really help you identify where the pain points are. The speed to implementation, I mentioned earlier, around 3 months. That's the time frame of the actual pilot. The implementation this time was actually over the shoulder, so it took about 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks it was about 6 hours to actually deliver the application, the platform and the application, and then have it running in our lab environment. There are innumerous use cases, and the speed to value really is how fast can we run and scale this ourselves.